Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the SmackDown NXT Level Up Event Center. And here's the man that lays all the SmackDown in the wrestling reports himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there to the SmackDown NXT Level Up portion of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode 1166 of the show. But also, like I said, NXT Level Up and SmackDown. It's a 2-for-1. 2-for-1 because I also not only do the SmackDown NXT Level Up portion, we're also going to give you my picks and predictions for the Royal Rumble PLE that is happening tonight. So this will be basically what happened last night on SmackDown. All right, it's SmackDown NXT Level Up, and let's get going with this. And Randy Orton decided, because this took place in Miami, so Randy Orton hosting the show. Katana Chance, Kaden Conner, and the Kabuki Warriors arrived at the arena earlier yesterday afternoon. A Latin recording artist, Eladio Carrion, arrived at the arena in Miami, addressing the Miami crowd. He's a big Randy Orton fan. So, but Randy Orton interrupts and greets Carrion and gives him a little shout out, a little dab, while Randy Orton addresses the Miami crowd about the Fatal 4-Way that's happening tonight for the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. And AJ Styles interrupts Randy Orton, says his piece. And then LA Knight interrupts both gentlemen, says their piece. Styles then attacks Orton. And now Carlito went one-on-one with Santos Escobar. This has been brewing for quite a while, too. The rivalry these two had. Carlito's got the LWO backing him up. Joaquin Wilde, Cruz del Toro, and Zelina Vega. Meanwhile, Santos' guys' new Legado del Fantasma teammates, Angel Garza and Roberto Carrillo, backing him up. And in fact, Angel and Roberto tried to get involved in the matchup, but Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro says, not happening, chicos. Went after both of them. And then Zelina Vega was on the apron until this. I knew this was going to happen. Elektra Lopez gets involved, attacking Zelina Vega, distracting Carlito, and Santos Escobar picked up the victory. So it looks like Legado del Fantasma is back together in a way, because Elektra Lopez and Santos Escobar are back together, but also now you got Humberto and Angel. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic. And Zelina Vega, I wouldn't be surprised if both Elektra Lopez and Zelina Vega are in the Royal Rumble match. And Zelina will be looking for Elektra Lopez tonight. Jimmy Uso was talking to AJ Styles, and then meanwhile, Michin and the Good Brothers confront Styles, and AJ Styles has been a very moody dude as of late. That's right. Ava Raine makes her SmackDown debut on the same show that her father created, so to speak. And Nick Aldis, they were talking, and Bobby Lashley and Street Profits interrupt. They pick a number for the Rumble. Legado del Fantasma and Escobar picks a number for the Rumble. And Bayley addressing the rise of Damage Control. R-Truth picks a Rumble number, and R-Truth, this guy's hilarious. He thinks that Nick Aldis is Adam Pearce with a makeover or something. Hilarious. I mean, seriously, this is hilarious. And then he's like, do I have to quarantine myself? No, that's the number you pick for the Rumble. Oh, boy. Nick Aldis and Ava Raine, say hello to R-Truth. Nick, my heart goes out to you, brother. I love R-Truth, though. He's hilarious. And he makes everything funny. I love R-Truth. And he follows me on X, by the way, which is so totally cool. But then the women's tag team title was on the line, as Kaden Carter, Katana Chance defending the women's tag team titles against the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane of Damage Control. And ladies and gentlemen, we got, once again, new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane. The Kabuki Warriors, they did it. I knew they would win the belts. I knew it. And that adds, along with Io Sky, it looks like the Japanese contingent of Damage Control have all the gold. that is totally awesome. So Bayley is going to try to do her job, and she picks, and then she is encouraged to pick a Rumble number. Bobby Lashley and Street Profits come out to address the Final Testament. That's the team of Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain with what's like a two-headed dragon of brains and beauty. Talking about the brains being Paul Ellering, the beauty, Scarlett. And then they call out the Final Testament. Scarlett comes out before the Final Testament, stands in front of them. Karrion Kross talks trash. And then the Street Profits says, no, screw this. We're going after them. And everybody was brawling. Everybody's brawling while Scarlett and Paul Ellering just stayed to the side. And then they stand tall and walked away. Jimmy Uso picks a Rumble number. LA Knight gets ready for his matchup against Solo Sikoa. And then yesterday at the PC, Thursday at the PC, Logan Paul and Kevin Owens got into it with a brawl with NXT superstars trying to separate these two gentlemen. Tonight, it is the matchup between Kevin Owens and Logan Paul for the United States Heavyweight Championship. And Carmelo Hayes went one-on-one with Austin Theory. Carmelo Hayes is yet to sign with either Raw or SmackDown. Looks like he's going to the SmackDown brand. But I believe Hayes won by disqualification because Grayson Waller got involved in the matchup. But then, as Waller and Theory attacking Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, came to his aid once again. And there's an interesting development between Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, where both men got the Dusty Classic semifinals against the LWO. The winning team will meet Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin in the finals of that tournament at NXT Vengeance Day. Caleb Braxton interviews Eladio Carrion, and the Bloodline, mainly Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman, interrupt them, and they kind of shaking their heads at him. And even Carrion wouldn't even look at them, especially Solo Sikoa. Look at Solo Sikoa. He might end up getting a Samoan spike to the throat. Meanwhile, LA Knight and Solo Sikoa went one-on-one. And LA Knight won the match by disqualification because Styles attacked Knight. Jimmy Uso hands Styles a chair. They tell him, do it. Then he attacks the Bloodline with a chair. Orton attacks Styles. Styles attacks Orton. Orton hits Jimmy Uso with his rope DDT. RKO Styles. Then Knight hits Randy Orton with a blunt force trauma to end SmackDown. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen, as the Fatal 4-Way happens tonight. Meanwhile, on NXT Level Up, Von Wagner went one-on-one with a newcomer, Keanu Carver, and Wagner won the matchup. And Sarah Schreiber interviewed Luca Crucifino, who's trying to use his lawyer-like mind to play mind games with his opponent, Riley Osborne. Meanwhile, Kaylani Journey and Brindley Reese in a women's tag action against Izzy Dame and Kiana James, which Kiana James and Izzy Dame did win not only their size and strength, but their beauties, but their size, strength, and beauty, but their smarts as well in that matchup. Riley Osborne went one-on-one with Luca Crucifino, with Riley Osborne representing Chase U, ended up winning the match. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Royal Rumble card itself. Only 4 matches, unless there'll be more added to that. So we're going to go Royal Rumble. Now, as you know, there are lots of things that could happen at the Royal Rumble. And I'll explain, about everything happening at the Royal Rumble. You got the Universal title on the line in a Fatal 4-Way, which would be Reigns versus Orton versus Styles versus Knight. I'm writing everything down. So, and then you got the U.S. title. You got Logan Paul defending it versus Kevin Owens. All right, give me a second. And we got the Men's Rumble. And I'm going to break it down with the Women's Rumble, okay? I'm going to break down both Rumble matches so you get to know what the heck is going on around here. So here's the deal. You got only 4 matches happening, and all of them have title implications, obviously. So let's start with the Universal title on the line, the Fatal 4-Way, Reigns versus Orton versus Styles versus Knight. And And I picked Roman Reigns to retain because you know that Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso will possibly get involved in the matchup. Now, United States title on the line. Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. I see Owens taking that title back. I see Kevin Owens taking that title back. Now, the Men's Rumble, I decided to break it down. I see the Men's Rumble. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break down with who the winner's gonna be, the runner-up, a surprise entrant, and a wild card that could be. So, who did I pick for the Men's Rumble to win? All right. So the winner, I picked Cody Rhodes. All right. Now the runner-up, CM Punk. I think CM Punk will be the final 2 and it's the Road to Punk. And wild card, I'm going to go with Gunther because he lasted the longest. Despite not winning, Gunther lasted longest. Now, I'm going to give 2 surprise entrants in the Royal Rumble. 2 surprise entrants. Now, I originally picked Andrade to be the surprise entrant for return. But, I'm going to put surprise return. But, because the original one is given because Charlotte's there, and that's his wife. So I'm picking Ty Dillinger. You know what? Forget Ty Dillinger, because he might be there. You know what I'm going to pick for a return? I think we've seen him a lot on Up, Down, Down lately. Tyler Breeze. I think Tyler Breeze may be a surprise entrant. So forget Ty Dillinger. Forget Andrade. I'm picking Tyler Breeze. I'm picking Tyler Breeze to return to the Royal Rumble. Now, a surprise entrant from NXT. And I decided to pick Trick Williams. Even though we saw him on SmackDown last night, I picked Trick Williams to be the surprise entrant from represent NXT. Now, the Women's Royal Rumble goes a little bit like this. I picked Becky Lynch to win it. For the runner-up, Bayley. Now, the wild card, I'm going with Nia Jax. Now, surprise return, I'm going with AJ Lee. And then, for the surprise entry from NXT, I will pick Nikita Lyons. Because we didn't see her in the Women's Battle Royal. In the Women's Battle Royal from NXT for the number one contendership for the NXT Women's Championship. So I got a feeling that Nikita Lyons could serve well in the Women's Royal Rumble. See how that plays out. So here you are. Picks and predictions for the Men's and Women's Royal Rumble. And also for the Universal title and United States title. Universal title, I picked Roman Reigns to retain. For the United States title, I picked Kevin Owens to win it. Men's Rumble, I picked Rhodes to win it. Punk to be the second to the last person, the runner-up. Gunther as a wild card. Surprise return, I'm going with Tyler Breeze. And surprise NXT entrant, I'm going with Trick Williams. Meanwhile, the Women's Rumble, I picked Becky Lynch to win it. Bayley for the runner-up. Nia Jax to be the wild card. Surprise return, I'm picking AJ Lee. And surprise entrant from NXT, Nikita Lyons. That's who I've decided to choose. So, that is all the time we have on this show. Next up, we'll be talking about so I know y'all think, okay, you're picking Andrade to return, but I'm thinking Tyler Breeze. Well, it could be Big E. You never know for sure who's going to return to the Royal Rumble. So, so I'm picking someone that we don't expect. So I'm picking Tyler Breeze. Because we'd be expecting Ty Dillinger. We might be expecting Big E. And Andrade to be expected. So I am going outside the box and going with Tyler Breeze on that one. So that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 1166 is complete. I want to talk about what happened last night on AEW Rampage before we go to Collision tonight. So, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.